Hey, hey, hey. Hey guys, how are you? How's everyone? One second. How's everyone doing on a weekend, on Sunday? How's it going? Great, great. Awesome. Lazy Sunday, yeah. So today we have a very special guest. Um, I think she's here. Yes. So we have a very special guest called Anushka Rathod. I'm pretty sure you guys might have seen her on Instagram, and she's really good on Instagram with her content. You should definitely follow her if you're not. Let me just get her on stage as well.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi Shashank, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. So we'll just begin in like 2 3 minutes because people are just joining in.
Sure.
Usually, what happens is when you start early, these guys will get angry.
But you've done a brilliant job with the interface. It's like, uh, don't want to say the name, but some existing app on steroids.
No, I think what we have distinguished between the other existing apps and ours is the main thing is the chat functionality, right? Because I
Hmm.
was using the other apps also, both Spaces and the other one, and when I was using that, I saw that there was, if I said something funny or intellectual or sarcastic, I could never gauge the reaction of the audience, right? And I'm like, did they understand it, not understand it? And here the good thing is that you can see everyone's comments, and they're also a part of your conversation, so that is good.
Yeah, that's actually nice. The interface is also really cool. It appeals to me as a young person rather than those are a little, I think, more professional and bland interfaces.
Yeah. No, we're putting actually both whitish look. All the people who are on iPhone are very used to the whitish look. And most of the guys on Android are more used to the blackish look, right? Which is towards the Netflix style. So I think soon we're gonna do both. Let's see how it goes. One second. How's your weekend going on?
Great. I didn't. I was actually unwell during the week, so I had to work.
Really? What happened?
I'm allergic to like a million things, and every month I have a new allergy. So my throat is very sensitive, and I got some reaction, and I had a terrible throat infection for 2 3 days.
Shit. Shit, that's bad. That's bad. I actually took the vaccine day before, and yesterday it
Oh,
was horrible. Like it's
you
like
got
a
the first
feeling
or
of
second dose?
a second dose. I'm done finally.
How so early one? The
I
first
took
dose.
Covaxin, and then immediately
Acha.
after 4 weeks, I got the slot for the second shot as well. It was quite lucky actually. So both done.
But then Covax, you can't do international travels with that.
No, that's what they're saying now. But see, again, I think eventually India is like one of the biggest hubs, no. So if they want Indians to
Probably.
go out and travel, they have to make Covaxin okay.
Let's see.
Let's see. Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. Or else, what's the worst case? You still have to do quarantine and all that. But at least
Yeah.
India travel should open up, man. It's very boring sitting at home all day.
Bangalore just opened up or is opening up tomorrow.
Slow. I think tomorrow it's opening up. It's gonna relax. It's not fully opening up. It's gonna relax for a bit.
All right. Surat is pretty chill. We never had a lockdown. It was just a curfew from 8 to morning 7.
In Surat.
Yeah. Someone said
That's good.
Surat best hai. So true. I love Surat. I don't think I can stay anywhere else.
Yeah, then you should really try Bombay once. Mumbai.
I
Sorry,
was in
people get
Mumbai
angry.
for my work and I
Uh,
hated it. I hated every single day.
why? Was it because it's too fast or?
Yeah, too much traffic and there was just
Yeah.
no life. Here everything is like khawanu, pivanu, maza karwanu. There it is no maza, only kaam karo and travel and everything is disturbed.
No, that's true. That's true. That's true. Okay, perfect. I think most of them are here. I think we can begin the session as well.
All
Right?
right.
Ready? Guys, are you guys ready as well? So people are comment. People are now just talking about Surat now, like the fast food in Surat.
Oh, it's so good.
That's something I've never come there though. There's one place I've not visited yet.
Yeah, it's not like anything else other than fast food. So you'll be traveling a lot to eat street food.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, guys. So today's session, what thing is, every time I do a session, I usually talk about finance, and I said, I think this was Anushka's idea that we'll talk about something different. We'll talk about how content creators, the new rules for content creators have come out by the ASC.
Shashank, I your voice has the volume's gone low.
Okay, wait one sec. Can you hear
It's
me now?
perfect now. Yeah.
That is, I think my hand was on the speaker. Okay. Sorry, guys. So what I was saying was, we usually do a lot of finance sessions, but I think this was Anushka's idea where she said that, okay, you know what? Let's talk about something different. There are new guidelines that came out by ASCI, and we're going to talk about how the new content creator guidelines have changed and how whether it's good, bad, how does it change the entire landscape. Now, before we go into all of that, I first want to introduce Anushka. I think a lot of people have seen Anushka grow on Instagram. She's doing some amazing reels, and to concise a lot of financial information, a lot of valuable information, I would say, in a span of 30 seconds is, trust me, extremely difficult. Okay, extremely difficult to put a lot of information in 30 seconds. And she's done an amazing job. She's constantly doing an amazing job as well. See a lot of fans as well, Anushka, who are saying you're very cute as well. So, so she's been doing a tremendous job. Now, Anushka, I want to ask you this, right? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to know, how did this start? How did this journey of, when did you feel like, okay, you know what, just need to make a reel? What was your first experience of doing this?
Yeah, so I actually always wanted to make videos. I was thinking about it since almost, I think, 2 years. And I always, at the back of my mind, wanted to even go into business journalism. And eventually, the idea was, to get into the wealth management space and then go into business journalism because I love reading about companies and researching on them. So I always wanted to make videos on it and write on it. And for my equity research, I did write a lot of reports also. So that content research part was always there. And I love being in front of the camera for reasons unknown to me. I just love doing all the drama. And if you like scroll down my feed, you'll see even before I used to make content, I used to make a lot of time pass videos and posts. So it was basically, and then what happened is, I didn't give it a serious thought because you would know it, right? Finance. I think you were also in investment banking.
Yeah.
I tried so hard to get into that, position. I was doing well. I really scored well in my GRE exam. Got into Duke University. So it was really, if you think about it, it would have been, my mother would have had a heart attack if I started making content before. But
Yeah,
then
Anushka,
lockdown happened.
I think the voice is coming from far away. Is the phone far away from you?
I'm wearing AirPods. Is it better now?
Oh, it's like it's going far and then coming close and then going far and then coming close for some reason.
I don't know why that is. Okay,
See, now it's fine.
okay. So then lockdown happened and I just randomly one day decided to make a video on how to start investing because
Hmm.
a lot of my friends used to ask me, "Okay, how do I start?" So I just thought that let's just make a video on it. क्या होगा ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा? So I made the videos and I didn't get like any traction. From April I started. April 15th, I think I posted my first video till October 15th. I had like no traction, 100 views, 200 views, and I was only doing YouTube. Then similar throat infection happened, and I couldn't make YouTube videos, the longer videos. And I used to see reels and I used to see infotainment content here and there. So I thought, let's give this a try. So
Hmm.
I started that way making reels because I was unwell and I couldn't make the long form videos. And I think within 15 videos, 15 reels, I got a viral reel, and then I completely stopped YouTube and switched here, focusing all my attention, posting two videos a day. And yeah, I think by
Wow.
December I had around 25-30K followers, and then yeah, things grew from there.
So just to put into perspective, it did take time in the start, right? To get
Yeah, you have to
the
find the
things.
fit.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think a lot of people don't get that, and then they usually give up and they say, you know what, it's not working out. Because it's very disheartening in the start to actually see you getting, like, say, 100 views or 500 views, or, if it reaches 1,000 views, I've seen people celebrating. And most of the time, they feel very sad about it and they say, you know what, it's not working out. I'm not hitting the right brief, and I'm just going to quit. And then there are some people who are like, no, let me keep trying it because one thing will go for a success and it actually becomes a
Yeah.
success.
Also, I think
That's
what
crazy.
really worked for me, or not worked for me, but gave me a lot of breathing spaces, the lockdown that happened,
Hmm.
and CFA exam kept on postponing. I had quit my last job, and because I did not really enjoy it, I didn't want to go back to that. And also, my master's was postponed, so I had like an entire year, which mentally there was no pressure to do anything else. And
Hmm.
I had saved up enough to take care of my own expenses, and I shifted back with my parents, so financially also there was no pressure, which I think is a luxury most people don't get.
True, true. But that's damn good, man. So now, what are you still doing? CFA? Are you still trying to? I mean, is the exam still going on? So are you doing that on the side and doing this on the side as well?
Yeah, I'm still doing CFA. I've actually recently started doing courses on cryptocurrencies as well. So, pata nahi, I still like I do want to make videos and I do want to make content in the long run. But I feel that
Hmm.
if you're not doing anything else and solely making content, you sort of lose that uniqueness that you have over others.
True. No, I mean, it's a very difficult field, right? To be honest, because trying to, first of all, reels, right?
Hmm.
Which you are doing, which is what you're doing is really well. It is very difficult. I keep wondering, okay, maybe it's my disability at that point, but when I see you and Raj and so many other guys posting reels, it's very difficult to concise such important information and do it in a good way in 30 seconds, right? And that, how do you come, can you tell me how do you come up with a process to say, you have an idea, now you want to do a reel? How do you like, is there a script making process? How long does it take for you to actually make a particular reel, right? Is it something that you do it quite fast, or is it like a long process and you have a lot of study in the background to do it? Because I see there's a lot of information, right? Even in the description you put detailed 1 2 3 and links to the post as well. So how do you do
Yeah.
that? How does it start for you as a creator?
So, like even before, because I was in research, I consume a lot of information, and over the years, I've built my newsletter and information directory, which comes in my email. I don't have to go looking out for information. So that I have, over the last 3-4 years, built that. So that is my information source. All my newsletters and newspapers that I've subscribed to, and because they are not very mainstream, the content also becomes a little unique because it's not covered by mainstream media. So that is how, and I'm constantly reading throughout the day what is happening, what's going on. And that is not something I do because of the content, that I did even otherwise also. So reading and researching for topics goes throughout the day. Then if I find something interesting, so if you see, for all my reels, I try to maintain that fun factor in at least 70 to 80% of the reels, because I honestly feel that that brings a little personality to the videos, and that sort of has also become my language of videos now. So if I feel something is unique, something which is interesting, which people should know about, or something which people would like to also know about, then I shortlist that from the news that I'm reading. Also, something which is not covered by mainstream media a lot, that is the kind of information I'll go with. So that is how I bifurcate. When it comes to scripting, it's a task, because say in 30 seconds, it takes a lot of iterations. Like one line has three different points in it. So the language is so carefully curated there that the information fits. That's how I did initially, but now I feel that formal delivery is not gaining a lot of traction. So now I just write bullet points and talk, which I think has a little good response as well. So I think I am also experimenting and changing now. What I started with um, and what I'm doing currently is also a little different.
So what is that iteration process? Like, for example, you said that yes, there is a big process because in 30 seconds every second counts. Every statement, if you put extra words, you might have to trim it down, and then slowly over a period of time, a content creator somehow changes his way of doing content, right? So what is that change that you, so the lot, by the way, why I'm asking this is because in the chat there are a lot of people who are currently new content creators on scenes as well. So
Hmm.
it's a good information for them that if you are a content creator and you start doing something like this, what is that process, right? Okay, you explain the process, but now you said you've just changed it slightly from what it was before. Now, is there any key learning that you would say for these guys?
First of all, consume a lot because at the end of the day, I mean, I think scenes, I'm not sure how the algorithm works, but Instagram, the algorithm will rank your reels. So whatever
Yeah.
is trending, whatever comes in the reels is something that you have to adapt to. At the end of the day, the algorithm rules your life, at least on Instagram.
Yeah.
So I consume a lot of reels, a lot of information, and I keep seeing what pops up. So I have 5 different accounts, and just for
What?
this purpose,
My
I
God.
actually hacked my way into reels. Like I keep finding what the trends are, what is working, what is not working, and
Damn.
I think borderline madness, but yeah, that's how much track I keep of reels. And yeah, that way I consume a lot. Like initially when I was not growing as in when I was a little smaller creator, I used to
Hmm.
consume at least 1 hour of reels every day, see what is working, what is not working.
My God.
And then I used to take business information and put into what is working. So that is why basically I would credit my growth to doing a lot of research as to what's working, what's not working. Now I have realized is that um, now I've realized is that I have reached a stage where I
Hmm.
should stop looking at what's working and what's not working and create a language which I can sustain over long runs, because I think
Yeah.
once you reach the 100K, 150K mark, the algorithm does not really promote you. It's all on you.
Now it's
And
you.
this,
Yeah.
yeah, so then you have to, sort of mature as a creator. Take it, that your algorithm is not going to push you. The audience which has to find you has almost more or less found you, and you build up on that from now. So now the consolidation phase has started. So now I don't madly consume content so much. I do what I like to do, and I keep experimenting, and whatever is fun to me, I do that.
Wow. So for all the people who said that becoming a content creator is easy, here's your
It's
answer.
not easy.
It's not easy at all. And the worst thing is, not the worst thing, let me not call it the worst thing, but the very interesting fact is you have to constantly adapt. Because you just said now you're doing some crypto, right? You're doing some research on crypto. Now
Hmm.
suddenly this crypto trend has started. Even I just started putting out crypto content, right? Even I was away for it for quite a bit. But there's so many trends are coming now in the market. Now there's a new concept called neo banking that started in India. There's
Yeah.
so many new fintech things that are coming, right? It gets very difficult to adapt because the users also adapting very quickly to different things. So
Hmm.
yeah, I mean that's crazy effort, man. I mean the way you said, okay, you know what, it was hours and hours of research. It was not something that I did a video and it just went viral. It was a lot of effort, a lot of videos, a lot of scripting, a lot of successes, a lot of failures, and only then you reach a particular point. And that's what happens with most of the creators. So that's mad. That's good. So, Anushka, tell me, okay, now you did this, okay, I'm just going through your journey, okay. You did the iterative process, you cracked everything, everything was nice, you started building your audience, you started growing really fast as well. Now, when we come to these content creator rules, can you tell me how was your first experience when there was a brand, and which was the brand, if you could name it? Like which brand came up to you and said, you know what, we want to do a collaboration with you? Right, and how did you feel at that point? Your first, like everyone remembers their first. So
Yeah.
what was your first? or who was your
Yeah,
first?
the brand was Internshala.
Okay.
It was, I didn't have any manager. I had no background, and I think because I went from 10K to 22K in, like, I remember 4 or 5 days only. So
Hmm.
I immediately changed the like 10K and 25K are different scale influencers. So different, the brands
Hmm.
also changed there, and the pricing also changes there. I had no idea how to price. I was just so happy because before that, I don't think any brand reached out to me. So I was very happy. And then, and to be very honest, I thought, क्या होगा ज़्यादा ज़्यादा, quote an absurd price. So I quoted an absurd price. To my
Hmm.
surprise, that was not an absurd price. That was the industry standard. So yeah. So I was really and then I literally called my mom and I said, मुझे पता नहीं वो लोग मुझे इतना पैसा क्यों दे रहे हैं, पर दे रहे हैं. So
No,
that was the thing. It was, they were the brand
completely right.
was, sorry.
No, that's completely right. I'll explain something else later, but yeah, continue, continue.
Yeah, so that was my first collaboration, and my first collaboration only started with a very high ticket number.
Hmm.
Because I feel a lot of creators, when they start, they don't know their value, and that's only natural because they don't know what works in the industry and what value they bring to the brand, and how like how to basically put a number to their reach and the network they've built. It's impossible. I mean, there's no valuation method for that. So so I think a lot of creators initially undercharge, but I was lucky that I thought क्या होगा, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा तो कर लेते हैं. And I think Internshala was really nice. They themselves gave me guidelines as to what to disclose, and it was not like a bolna mat ad. They were like, use the hashtags and tell people it's promoted. And yeah, the process was also really
Wow.
good. So I had a good first brand experience, but then it became bad because um, so what happened was, initially in the finance and business space, there were not a
Hmm.
lot of creators. It was, I think, you were there, Raj was there, I was there, and probably like couple, two, three more people.
Variku,
So
Rachana, and a few
no,
others. Yeah.
not on Instagram.
Oh yeah, Instagram. Yeah, correct, correct, correct.
So the brands didn't look at Instagram for collaborations.
Hmm.
So I think after my first deal, I saw almost a month of no deals. And that
Hmm.
was okay because I did not even expect it at that point. So after a month of no deals, then came another brand. I would not disclose her name, but they were
Hmm.
like, they specifically told me that you can't disclose, this is an ad and we want a very natural integration. I said,
Hmm.
no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to at least write hashtag ad or hashtag partnership if ad does not work for you.
Correct.
And they said, no, that is unacceptable. So basically, there was an agency in between. They were
Hmm.
communicating, and the agency was told that, and I think I had like some 35, I had 50K followers then. So
Yeah.
the brand was like, इसको निकाल दो बाकी और मिल जाएंगे. And that did happen eventually, that they took me off the list, and then I saw other creators doing it. So I felt like, why am I felt a little, I don't know, morally conflicted, but at the same time, I thought that everyone is doing, and I saw the bigger creators also not using proper disclosures. Then I thought
Hmm.
that I'm being a fool here by not doing it. So when the brand approached for the second campaign, I
Hmm.
actually accepted those terms of not disclosing that this is an ad. But that was the
Hmm.
first and the last time I did it, because I just don't feel it's correct to, at least
Correct.
the brand should also be comfortable putting hashtag ad. That's the least.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I completely understand. I completely agree to this, right? In fact, I don't think Indians are not smart enough to understand what is an ad and what is not, in today's world at least.
Yeah,
Uh,
especially in finance content, तो पता ही चल जाता है.
पता ही चल जाता है because there's suddenly you're using a brand name and then showing a brand little bit. It's common sense, right? Whether you put ad or not, people are not stupid. They will definitely know. Some
Yeah.
people try to hide it and then they get caught, and it's pointless. Might as well be open because it's your audience that has, you have built that trust. So some people. So I've also noticed this where some people know when a content creator does an ad, right? When a content creator does some collaboration, right? I have seen a lot of people getting pissed off saying, oh, they've started ads, this is so sad that
Yeah,
now they're
yeah,
doing
yeah.
ads content. And that is something that I don't understand in India with a lot of people, right? It's like dual set of people. There's one person who understands, okay, this person's giving us value, so much value, right? And in that value they have integrated a brand, so there's no problem. Again, it's up to you to whether you want to use the brand or not. It's not like someone's forcing it down your throat saying, if you don't use this brand we will stop giving you content, right? And then I've seen the other half saying, you know what, till now he was giving or she was giving good content, now they're doing ads, this is a paid collaboration, this is just sad and all that. So how do you handle that, or how have you handled, because I know that irritates in the start, right? When you do a promoted post and then you get some people talk negatively about it, how do you usually see that?
Yeah, I think initially it did bother me, but now I'm like, if I want to make content and sustain, I need to do ads. But now I won't be able to make content at all. I would go back to doing my masters and do it. So it's basically, I think over time you develop a thick skin. Also, I've
Yeah.
realized that when you disclose, I mean, not disclose, but then even, it's not like I promote any and every brand that comes to me. So I want
Yeah.
that audience also to have trust that if I'm promoting a brand, it is going to be safe. Like, I think you and I, we both don't promote crypto, and you and I, we both know what big money crypto is giving. But until recently, that RBI's clarification, it was not clear, the situation. Even today,
Yeah,
it's not
until that
clear.
I
But
didn't touch it. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So I also didn't ever say or tell to people that buy crypto. It was mainly that, content around crypto, that what it is. And before February, I did do a collaboration, but that time the RBI notice had not come, like the government saying that they're going to regulate it or not. So it was relatively, the environment was stable in India. But once that came, I started saying no to all. And this was, I think, in Jan end or Feb beginning when I did the. That was once and the only time when I did it, and then February mid, I think the circular came, and that's when I stopped. So basically, people should trust us, and and I think you'll agree to it. Even if you do the best of things, even if you do charity, there will be people hating on you. So you'll have to ignore.
Yeah, that's true. No, I think I had a very
You've
similar
put your hand on
experience,
the
right?
speaker again.
Oh shit, sorry. Yeah. Okay, now I know where the speaker is. Sorry, my bad. So I think I have a very similar experience, right? As you mentioned, in the early days, content creators don't know their value because there is no such thing as a rate card that I can go compare with someone, right? There is no benchmark, right? If today I want to know how much salary someone's getting, I can go to Glassdoor and figure it out. But in the
Yeah.
influencer world, I can't. I don't know how much the other person's charging because it's very secretive. Um, so this happened to me actually once. There was this insurance brand, and I had never done paid promotions, right? I was always away, and I used to stay away from paid promotions. I used to only talk about things that I liked. For example, like if I liked small case, or if I like grow, or if I like zerodha, or if I like anything else, I used to talk about them because these were things that I was using on a daily basis. So I think there was the first time there was one brand that came out from an agency and said, do you want to do this? And I said, okay, you know what, I always like going out of my comfort zone, let me try doing one ad. I've never done it till now. And it was not a promotion ad, it was basically a integration, right, product placement kind of an ad,
Yeah.
where I'm talking about insurance, and then I have to plug them for 30 seconds, right?
Hmm.
Something like that. And again, they asked me for a quote, I didn't know what, I quoted a very low amount, and I think they said yes. And after that I did the ad and I felt really bad, okay, because at that time there was no guidelines of saying ad partner and all that. So I just did it normally, put the text, tagged the brand, and I was done with that, right? But I felt really bad because I felt people didn't understand it, right? And this was the first time where I got a little backlash, and I felt, you know what, this is not that great, this is not cool. And then I think I called Raj and asked him this, right? I'm like, I quoted this much, do you think it is good? So he's like, dude, that's very less what you've quoted. And I'm like, dude, I don't have an industry rate card, right? I don't know how much is good, how much is bad. And I think he helped me understand, okay, this is how it is, this is how you need to charge people, I'll help you with it, don't worry. And he'd been very supportive at that point, right? But yeah, it was, I think it's the same kind of a thing, right? It's better to be open to your, especially to your audience. You couldn't care less about other people, but to your audience, it's, I think it's better to be open. And that's where the new content creator guidelines have come, right? So I'll just give people an insight as to what the new content creator guidelines are for all the people who don't know, right? So guys, the new content creator guidelines, okay, it has been issued by Advertising Standard Council of India, which is ASCI. And what they've said is, if it's anywhere, right, if it's YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, if you're doing any kind of collaboration or a paid promotion by someone or with someone, you need to put a hashtag, right? Either you put it as hashtag ad, which is something I've seen you do, Anushka, a lot, or you
Hmm.
have to put hashtag collab, hashtag promo, hashtag sponsored, or hashtag partnership, right? If you put this, it makes people aware that this is a collaboration that is there. Number one. I think another rule that has also said or also come is with respect to the time. Okay, with respect to the time of the video. So if your video lasts for only 15 seconds, if it's a 15-second video, then you should disclose this information that it is a paid promotion for a minimum of 2 seconds. Right, it has to be disclosed for the first 2 seconds saying this is a paid promotion.
No, but
If
that
it
is
is,
only for video only. If it is not
this is
with
only
any
video.
tech, yeah. If it there's
Yeah.
no like place for caption or anything, like if you're putting a story, then this is the rule.
Yeah, and for audio content, apparently at the start of every audio
Yeah,
thing, you need to, if it's an only audio post, you have to announce it right at the beginning.
and the end also,
Right. So
and if there
this,
are any breaks before and after that also.
yeah. So it's, so can you explain more, because I'm reading what I could see online, but I think you know much. Can
No,
you
so
explain more about
basically, yeah, so basically, advertise ASC, I don't remember the full form, sorry. It is it is not a government body, it's a
it?
self-regulatory body. So it has suggested guidelines. If a
Hmm.
creator does not want to follow, ASCI cannot impose any penalties or fine. So it does not
Okay.
become like a compulsion के government regulation ऐसा है. But
Okay.
under Central Consumer Protection authorities under section 10, you if you don't disclose, or if there is misleading advertisement, then they can impose a fine of up to 10 lakhs or imprisonment up to 2 years. But that's, I think, on a very very large level. Like, no one's going to come to a small creator and bother them or do that. So one thing is that it's not like a government regulation, it is a self regulatory bodies guidelines for it. And
Oh, I didn't know
then
this.
yeah, and then the thing that you said of the disclosure thing, that it either needs to be hashtag ad, hashtag sponsored, promoted. So that you need to put. If you are a beauty influencer or a lifestyle influencer and you're using a product, then you can't use any filter which enhances it. So, for example, if you're using a blemish free some product, you can't Photoshop it or use a filter if you have blemishes already. So, I think when it comes to that, I think the guidelines are good because there'll be more transparency. But at the same time, I feel that these guidelines are, I don't know, I think time will only tell, but I don't think people are going to take it so strictly unless and until there's like one case where someone is caught. So, yeah,
Now I have a question here, right?
hmm,
Because even I'm trying to understand this. So you said it's an independent body.
hmm.
So influencers don't have to actually follow it if they don't want to, right? If they don't follow it and something really wrong happens, then what happens at that point? Like, can they file a case against the influencer, or
Um,
will the other department that you mentioned, the consumer court,
Yeah, yes,
they'll have to
central. I think you can put a complaint with central consumer. I'm not 100% sure of the process, but you can put a complaint with ASCI and they can take it up with Central Consumer Protection Court, like how it happens for usual advertisements. Consumers can also file a complaint with the Central Protection
Hmm.
CCPI is the full form, so I'm not exactly sure of what the last I is. But so you can either put a complaint with them, and that's how it's there. So yeah, so
That's mad,
hello.
man. How did you do so much research, dude? I am so bad at this. I didn't do any research. I have
I
no
think
idea about all this.
so. I think what really here is that Ayush does most of my management part, and Ayush handles a lot of other creators as well. So
Yeah.
we've been facing a lot of problems with brands not allowing us to put hashtag ad or paid collaboration tags. So
Hmm.
we have actually drafted our own rules that now if you want to work with us, these are the disclosures you have to follow with us. I mean, we will follow and you have to accept it. If not, we have other places or things to do or we'll not do. But these are supposed to happen because I feel that basic level of transparency is good. Also, I think when you create finance and business content, there are SEBI guidelines also that you have to follow. And
Hmm.
there, SEBI says that it is actually illegal to ask someone to buy a security. You can
Of
tell them
course.
about
Of
it,
course.
but if you want to say someone to buy something, you need to be a SEBI registered
Should be
financial
registered
advisor.
advisor.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and I see people left, right, and center asking people to buy stocks on reels, which angers me a lot. So I feel that somewhere, if these disclosures are coming, if properly, and people are educated also about these things, then the transparency is there. Because when you buy a makeup brand, or if you buy say, if you buy some clothes, then theek hai, kya hoga? But if you trust someone for your, to make your financial decisions,
Hmm.
then their
Hmm.
transparency should be even more.
True. True. I've seen this, right? Even on YouTube, I've seen so many mid-level creators or some new creators that are coming, right, on YouTube. What they usually do is they put a disclaimer saying, "I'm not a SEBI registered advisor, so please don't take it." But in the video, they're just left, right, center telling people to buy this, buy that. Yeah, bhi, ये chart hai, ये technical hai. Now this will go up. ये खरीदो अभी,
Yeah,
right?
you
But they
can
also put
tell
the
people.
disclaimer.
You can tell people that this is a stock, this is my analysis, but you can't
Hmm.
tell them that this is going to reach. And it's again illegal to tell that the stock will reach at some price, or illegal to guarantee a price or a return. So that also you can't. Even if you're a SEBI registered advisor or you are a mutual fund or something, you can't sell guaranteed returns. So even that, I think a lot of people and a lot of brands while advertising are breaching. So I think these little things where you can talk about a security, where you can talk about a stock, but you can't ask the other person to buy it, or tell them that this is going to reach this place and then you should buy it.
Hmm. 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 Quite
So I
interesting.
think,
Quite
yeah,
interesting.
on Twitter it is. I think Twitter something happened before I joined the industry, so it's very strict there. And if you're talking about a security and if you've invested in it, then also
Hmm.
you have to do proper disclaimers. So, for
Wow.
example, if you read The Ken, I love them because Vijay Shekhar
Who?
Sharma
Who?
is The Ken. It's a newsletter. Vijay Shekhar Sharma is
Okay.
a investor in the Ken. They're under no obligation to disclose that. But even if they mention Paytm or 197 communication, even remotely somewhere, they will put the disclosure that we are affiliated with that, or they have invested in us. So I think in the finance and business place, people need to be educated as to what words to use, how to present information. And these guidelines will actually be a step in the right direction. And it also gives us authority because, like you said, most people don't know that these are not government regulations. But we'll probably, if some brand bothers, that we'll say government regulations can't help.
Yeah. Wow. Wow, there's a lot of information, and I need to check out this Ken as well.
Skin.
Okay. No, I had not heard about this thing called the Ken,
Oh,
right? So I'm
Ken.
going to check this out
Ken.
as well. Ken, yeah, yeah, yeah. But this mad, man. This is mad. This is mad. Uh, okay, and also I saw there's another thing, right, where it's also written that failure to comply with all these rules, you might get 2 years of imprisonment and also
10 lakhs as
10
fees.
lakh rupees, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that is not by ASCI, that is by CCPI, Central Consumer Protection Authority. I'm missing out on the last letter. Sorry.
So, what do you think? Okay, leave all this aside, right? We've heard what ASA wants to do. We've heard what everything else is happening in the industry as well. What do you think is the best way if you had the chance to like make this very transparent and very good? How would you do this?
As in, what protocols would I follow?
Yeah, like would you encourage all the influencers to follow this and please disclose it, saying ad, even though they are not legally obligated to, but it is good measure for everyone to just say yes, this is an ad or this is a collab or this is a paid promo. Like, what would you choose if you had an option?
Definitely disclose it, definitely, because it is ultimately your consumers, or your worth is your audience trust in you. And if they don't
Yeah.
trust you, if you accidentally promote something incorrect, even if you have the best intentions, if you've
Hmm.
disclosed that this is an ad, you are leaving the option to the audience to decide. If you're not, you are influencing them to decide. So I think everyone should at least disclose that it's an ad. Of course, I think the conversions and all drop a lot. I have personally experienced, but
Hmm.
but in the longer run, you'll sustain. And I think brands also, if you're stern with them, they also come around and eventually, I think, even respect you for it.
Yeah. No, well said, Anushka. Well said. I think that is something that a lot of people need to do. So even I had never followed this because I didn't know this was a norm until you educated me today about all this. Like after you told me let's do content creators rules, I'm like, okay, ye kaun sa creator rule aa gaya? Then I read about it. I'm like, oh, okay, now I get what she's doing, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's insane. This is nice. Okay, so Anushka, what we'll do is we'll take a few people on stage. We'll take two people on stage,
Yeah.
and they might ask any question, right? Whether it's related to content creator or finance or something about you. We'll just take two people on stage and ask their questions. Okay, guys. So all the people who want to come on stage and ask a question to Anushka, you can click on Ask to Speak, and I will take you guys on stage. You don't feel shy. Be civil. Also, yeah. Okay. Let me take two people on stage. One sec. And people without profile picture, I'm not taking you because you need to have profile picture. I don't like talking to some without profile picture person. That's something that I keep as a standard. One sec.
Hi, Devjani.
Hello, Dee. Good evening.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm also studying regarding BSc Economics honors. Like, I just completed my first year.
That's
Abhi,
so great.
yeah, so I wanted to know about where do you do this research work from? Like, you told about Ken, so I just now like subscribed the free version of it. Like, I didn't see the upgraded version, the paid one.
Hmm.
But could you please say about which other websites or research things you follow or just
Yeah,
do
so my
research through?
news publications, go to news publications are Live Mint, Business Standard, on uh, Wall Street Journal. These
Okay.
are the three news publications that I daily follow, or I like their journalism. Live Mint, I would say, if you want to only choose one, Live Mint is the best. All three of them are paid. So if
Okay.
you want, Live Mint has free articles also, and then there's a paid version. But if you want
Yeah.
one, definitely go for Live Mint. Then there are others like, okay, I'm basically giving out my content here, but
Please,
there
yeah. Please, I just
there
want to
is,
know the basics. Yeah.
yeah, then there is the Ken, which I
Hmm.
diligently follow and I love it. I think almost 30 to 40% of my content is from there. Then there
Okay.
are other Morning Brew for US news,
Morning.
the print for political issues, but again, don't really, it's opinionated and politics, so read with
Okay.
caution.
Acha,
And
could you please repeat the morning one? Like the name I
Morning
just
Brew.
missed. Morning brew. Okay.
But the best source is Twitter. Go to Twitter, see what's trending. For all these publications, what there is, it comes with a lag. Twitter is the first. So till the time you warm up to
Hmm.
the idea and you're ready with the basic premises, then these
Okay.
publications come. So then your speed becomes very slow to put content
Okay.
out there on trending issues.
Okay. And are you into long? You are obviously into long-term investment. So, like, where do you do your fundamental analysis from? Like, what are the parameters you generally check? Like, I follow your content at a regular pace, so I really wanted to know, ki, like, you obviously do it from the general ones like screener and wo to hai. Apart from that, like, what do you follow or see?
Yeah, so I have been a proper equity research analyst, and
Hmm.
we've been like doing research for bigger amounts. So I think that strategy is only something that I like, and the reason I don't talk about stock selections and all a lot, because my process is extremely long, and it's not suitable for most people, but I don't know how to do it any otherwise. So I made two videos on it. How the sources that I follow. So first, I do company research where I read at least the last 10 years of the company that I think. So first I have like
Okay,
my
so you judge about the portfolio, like what they are selling and what they are doing. So that is it, right? No, the
sorry.
no, you were saying कि 10 years like you study about the company. So I was asking कि आप क्या portfolio देखते हैं या फिर the history of it? Like what do you see?
History, like I do industry. So basically I mostly do bottoms up approach, if you understand that. Like I take a company and then I go to the industry. That's usually how it happens, because I again have a lot of sources where I get where with stock to research on.
Okay.
So it's a little complicated. So basically, first I do company
Yeah.
analysis in depth
Okay.
where I read on what the company is doing, how they've grown over the years, what the management says. Then I read the financials. Financials is usually on screener, or
Uh-huh.
sometimes I take printouts of annual reports and I manually go through them as
Okay.
well. So that is there. Then I
Yeah.
read a lot of on the management. So management con calls, like every on a regular intervals, quarterly and yearly also, management
Okay.
has to conduct a conference call. So
Yeah.
management con call interview scripts are available on Research Bytes is where I get it from. Even I think
Research
Trendline,
fund. Okay.
but Research Bytes is where I get it from. So
Okay.
management con call interviews, investor presentations, doing these, reading these for at least the last 6 7 years, but ideally 10 years if it is available. Then
Acha.
after that, I read what other research publications have said about it. If the company has taken debt, then reading what Crisil or other rating agencies have said. So these are great ways to find out about what the company is actually doing and going fully in depth. And that is how I do it. I don't know how to do it in a shorter manner. अभी
Wow.
तो क्या हो गया लास्ट 1 year में, the time I start researching till the time I'm done researching, the price has already gone up. But I am only comfortable with proper
In-depth research.
research.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I
Okay.
do a simple thing that where, because of the, if there is any special events, if the company
Hmm.
is doing capex, or if I feel the revenue is going to grow because a lot is being invested in the brand
Yeah.
itself, brand making,
Hmm.
then I set up parameters, or I set like a average target price. Like, it's currently 100, but I feel because of increasing sales or the trend that is going on, it will say reach 150. And I set my risk to reward. Like if I'm wrong, I take a at least 25 to 30% margin that I'm wrong and the stock is going to go down.
Yeah.
If I get like a good risk reward ratio, then I invest. More often than not, I exit at my estimated price. Because of that, I
Hmm.
do miss out on longer bullish trends like the ones that happened last year. But I feel that has been a learning for me. And
Okay. So you
yes,
set your targets pehle se and then till it's reached, after that you exit. And
yeah, i
what?
don't i don't track the markets daily. So this is how I do it. Like I stay very detached, sorry. So but again, it's not the best. I am extremely risk averse when it comes to investing.
Yeah.
And I am also still learning how to control my emotions and be pragmatic about my decisions rather than just being outright anxious and nervous about them.
Yeah. Okay. It is really a great thing. You are really a great inspiration for us. Thank
No, no,
you.
you're welcome.
That's really good questions, Devjani, and amazing answers, man, Anushka. Um, yeah, I completely get Anushka's point of बहुत research करना पड़ता है to find.
Analysis paralysis.
I completely agree, dude. I'll tell you one thing that happened. This so every Saturday, Sunday is my reading
Hmm.
day. I call it my reading day, right? I just go through all research reports. Value Picker is my favorite website, so I keep going there and reading stuff. So मेरा Saturday Sunday उसमें ही गया. So I'm planning to invest something on Monday. So on Friday I had this idea I'm going to invest in this particular stock. Saturday I read something else about a particular stock. I'm like ये भी अच्छा लग रहा है मेरे को. Then I find another stock on Sunday and I'm like ये भी eventually by when I finished two of my days, which is Saturday Sunday, I have now four stocks that I'm confused where to invest, what to invest. And this is basically analysis paralysis, right? Some
Yeah.
are very risky bets, some are very safe bets, but again, it's a confusion as to which train will move faster, like what will go faster for the next. And we don't know how long this bull rally is going to last, right? It's already reaching its final moments, I feel in my head, right? But I don't know how long this is going to last. So it's again very scary to think about from that perspective also. And I think
Yes, I
Sucheta
think I
Dalal is
have
going
my.
to change the market. To be honest, right now.
I got like I put that tweet out on my story and everyone's like, "दीदी क्या करूँ पैसे निकालूँ short करूँ मंडे को is the market going to crash? I'm very scared." Like I also don't know. I'm in the same boat, dude. But I don't think that tweet's going to like make a lot of difference in the
Yeah.
short run. But yeah, eventually, who knows?
No, even the Harshad Mehta thing that happened, guys, took a long time to uncover, right? It came out and then it went away and then it again came out. Takes a long time because not easy to prove something so quickly. But again, there's only speculation. We don't know which company it is. Everyone's predicting one company because there was a massive rally in that one group of industries. Um,
Hmm.
and recently एक और subsidiary भी खोल दिया उसने एक और industry में. And
Hmm.
I'm looking at that and I'm looking at a tweet and I'm like, dude, what is happening?
I'll tell
But
you
again, I
something
don't.
more. Like they've got like investments in the company, and from 10 the top shareholding, and the same thing
Uh,
like the same complex where those funds are coming from is one of their head offices also. So that's
wow.
there. Then they've had like CFO changes, massive. Last I think 5 years, four CFO changes, and 10 years some another like not sure of the exact numbers. 7 8 CFO changes. So it's
Okay.
interesting. I stay away from all these things, but I read a lot on them. I am very very pessimistic. मेरे को तो नेस्ले भी risky लगता है. So ये सब तो
My
मेरे लिए
God.
बिल्कुल
It
ही
is
no है.
very slow moving.
But ठीक है, that's what I like, and that's how my temperament and personality is.
Yeah, wait, are you a firm believer of ITC or not? Because abhi ITC pe I feel very bad for ITC. Why? Because it is a cash cow. It has so much money, but people are making memes out of ITC because it's not moving in the last few years. What is your take? Because ITC, I was telling my dad the same thing the other day. I'm like getting
Hmm.
ITC at this rate. If I had to keep it for the next 25 years, it would still be there, right? ITC would still be there. But if you compare it to the next 25 years today, it is at a discount. Like if I look at it from that perspective, it is such a good company, right? But yeah, it's not moving at all.
The
Like that's a
Business
retirement
model
fund.
is काफी best, right? Like,
Sorry,
it- yeah. Sorry.
I lost your Devjani. Sorry.
Yeah, I was saying कि ITC का business model and business diversification is very well, and they even have 80% monopoly in the cigarette business. And अभी तो lockdown के वजह से the hotel business has shut, but it is the third largest change ना. So I feel कि in the long term it can grow, but अभी it is very much stagnant.
It's okay. It's okay. Whatever takes time, no, it takes time to grow. It grow very well. Like these fast growth
Yes.
companies, no, if they grow very fast, then you'll get a tweet from Sucheta Dalal saying, "Why are you growing fast?" Nazar mein aa jata hai, and then it might go down. So you
Yeah.
Hmm.
should be very careful. Peaceful growth is better than ultra fast growth, right?
Yes.
Definitely.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Devjani. That was a great, but a lot of questions, but great questions from
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you again. Yeah. Okay. Shruti, you
Hi
can go.
Shashank. Yeah.
Oh, I
Hi
think I took
Shashank. Hi
Anushka
Anushka.
first.
Hi Shruti, how are you?
I'm good. I've been following you from a long time, and means I should say this that your content completely stands out from the crowd. So I'm very impressed, and
Thanks a
I've
lot.
learned seriously. I am updated from your content only, mostly about the interesting news, and also I've been creating content on finance only, finance and investing since November last year,
Hmm.
but my growth is very stagnant. uh, Means till now at this point I have around 600, 650 followers, and the problems I have noticed is that I'm not getting the engagement. Means even if my reels do get the views by algorithm, but people are not engaging in the comments or sharing it. uh, earlier I thought that the problem is maybe my language, that you have like the problem you mentioned before about the scripting part, because we have to cover everything in 30 seconds. My language was getting very complicated, the scripts. So I tried to make it more basic level so that everyone can understand, but still the engagement part is like very poor.
I
So
think
what would
if
you
you're
suggest?
making, yeah, if you're on Reels and if you are like a very small creator, no, then it's the best time to be on Reels because recently there was an algorithm change which is promoting smaller creators crazily. So even like I still do consume content, so I've been discovering so many new Reels on my feed, and Instagram recently announced also that they're going to do that. They've also said that they are promoting more entertainment than like they, the focus is on entertainment. So these, like, keep these two things in mind. Also, when it comes to content, I've not seen it, but explain it in a way that someone who is not from a finance background also understands. Like, I don't use any jargons at all. I don't even use raised money from the stock market or came up with an IPO, because people generally don't even know that. So even if I do, I put it like properly, describe it in my caption. Also, third, keep a call to action. Ask people to, share it, or ask a question in the end, which is very easy. Like, even if you know that, um, like something as simple as this stock is there, this is there, you just ask like a very simple thing like, do you invest in stocks, which may or may not even be related, but people are more they will engage more with generic questions than very detailed questions. So these are a few things that you can do. Also, focus a lot on trends like music reels and all, if that's something you can do, because trends give you massive, massive, massive reach, especially if you're a smaller creator.
Okay, okay, I'll do that. I'll add that call to action part. In some way, means mostly I add it in the caption, but not in the reel itself. So I
No,
must
add it
shift
in the
it.
reel.
Yeah.
Yeah, ask them to share or comment or share it with a friend, something like that.
Okay, and also since like I thought that mostly my audience is completely from non-finance background, that can be that may be the major reason of behind the low engagement. So I was confused that whether should I stick to only the basic of finance, personal finance, and basics of financial literacy, or should I like start adding more like business news and interesting news, because sometimes I feel that those news might not be of their interest when they like when they are not able to understand even the basics finance. Why would they be interested to know what is happening around the world in business world?
I think that as a creator, you have to make a decision where you want to go in content space. Like, despite the fact that I am a very active. I'm actively investing in the stock market. I have kept my content to business news because that is something that comes very easily to me, and I enjoy doing it. So I think there's audience for both. See what you enjoy first and what you can constantly create content on, because it's a long run game now, and you have to like make. I have today made upwards of, I think, 300 reels. So you have to make that amount of content. If you're not comfortable and if you don't enjoy the process of making it, you will not sustain. So even if you do personal finance or if you do business news, whatever you want to do, both have an audience. You have to decide which area you want to play in.
Okay, okay, that was very much helpful. Thank you.
Thanks, no problem.
Awesome, Shruti. That was a great question as well. But don't worry. I think you should keep doing it. Eventually, you will find your perfect niche. Right?
Yeah.
You need to figure it out yourself, and it'll happen. Don't do it for other people. Do it for yourself. Is what I keep saying. Right?
Okay, thank you.
Awesome.
And also one last
Yeah.
question, just a small one. What is the ideal consistency according to you?
I
Because
think
you
when
are
you're just
such a regular like creator, like every
yeah.
single day you post one reel, but I post mostly alternate days.
Yeah, I
So
think if you're a smaller creator, no,
hmm.
you feed as much as you can to the algorithm. When I was small, I used to do two reels a day. So,
Okay.
and a lot of creators have done 2 reels a day till they've not got it, because the thing is, you don't know which reel the algorithm will pick up. So just keep pushing, 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 and ek bar the flow comes in, or the engagement comes in, then you can probably shift again to one in a day, two in a day, sorry, one in a day, 1 in 2 days, as per your comfort level. But initially, push as much as possible.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Awesome. And also, I think one more thing that Anushka mentioned with the call to action. So if you look at Rachana Ranade right now, she's just started doing reels. Anushka, if you
Hmm.
noticed,
Hmm.
right? And she's doing this brilliant call to action at the end.
Yeah.
She's saying these are the top three market cap companies by market cap. First is this, second is this, third kaun sa hai aap batao, right? And I feel like commenting sometimes, not because I'm sure I know, but that's a great way to push your reach as well. So that is something that you can take inspiration from as well. Manish, yes, finally you can also ask your question, Manish.
Yeah, hi Shashank, hi Anushka.
Hey
Hi,
man, go ahead.
Manish.
Yeah, yeah. So I have a first of all, I want to ask, like, I have to is it like I have to only ask a content creation question, because I have a little bit of a generic question.
Yeah, go on.
Generic question is also
Okay,
fine, but keep it to one question if possible.
sure, sure, sure. So there is a question which is generally popping into my mind. Like, the question is like, for someone noob like me who has just started their journey, like if I have to live on my own money, so अभी ऐसा होता है कि अभी जो भी जेब में पैसा आया, should I invest into stock, bonds, mutual fund और ये small case वगैरह, or should I invest into my knowledge or into the mentors part? Okay, so where should I invest my money, because I don't have enough money to separate my money into both of the parts.
Again, that's like a very personal decision to make. If you feel that investing in your education and your training is going to help you level up and skill, which will help you get like a even better job, or help you earn money by even say freelancing or providing your services, then I think that should be the first step, and then you should probably start investing. But again, you if you feel that the training is something which is or training or mentor is not something which will directly add to what you're doing, then probably you can prioritize savings if the training is for leisure activities, like say you want to learn music or something which is as a hobby. So if it is directly adding to your income generation, then definitely you should go for the investing in yourself, or the courses of the training session.
Get it. So, thank you.
No
Thank you,
problem.
Manish. Okay, guys. So, firstly, I want to thank Anushka first of all for coming here, giving your time. I know you're very busy, but thanks again for giving your time. I think a lot of people got a lot of, let's say, inspiration from you, especially with how you've done things and how you're so, like, say, strategic, right? With everything you do, you plan everything, you do your research. There is no shortcuts to what you're doing, the way I see it, right? And this is also a lesson to all the other
Hello.
or whether it's for your brand. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, sorry. I was just saying that. Sorry, I think my voice lagged. Yeah, I was just saying that what you're doing is amazing, and you're showing people that there is no shortcut. It is not that easy, and you need to do your research when it comes to creating content. So again, I would really like if people in the chat just say Anushka OP, because this has been a great session with a lot of knowledge bombs that everyone's got literally till now. So I hope you
Thanks a
guys
lot,
love it.
Shashank, for
Anushka, do you
having
want
me
to say
also.
something?
Yes, thanks a lot for having me. I've had a lot of fun as well. And I hope I could provide value and answer questions.
I think you did it really well, right? It's very, very nice what you've done. Because I'll tell you what, a lot of people don't tell exactly how they've done it and how they grow and stuff like that, right? Whereas you were very clear and open with everyone, and I think you helped a lot of people as well. So that's why I literally saw people commenting saying you should have more sessions with Anushka, because we want to learn more, right? Because I don't think the amount of research that you're doing, I don't think even I do that kind of research. So that's really good, man. It's amazing
Research on.
on everything. Like not only ASCI, right? With everything that you do with your reels, with your YouTube, your Insta algorithm crack with five different IDs is something that I would have never guessed, right?
I
Something
am
I would have never.
neurotic at that level. Like, I don't know, it's just personality trait.
No, but that's fine, right? Because that's how you see that. If that was not there, then how would you succeed, right? You have to be a little unique and you have to be a little different in the way you approach things. So it's I don't see that as a wrong thing. I see that as a very beautiful thing, right? And that is something that everyone needs to figure out as well. But massive, amazing. I mean, people are even saying that you're like the topper of the class. 99% topper of the class.
I
But
think we
amazing.
lost you for a bit, or was it just
Yeah,
me?
I'm starting to have network issues with my stupid Vodafone. I don't know why I'm on Vodafone. It's almost getting delisted, and I'm still sitting on Vodafone. But yeah, great stuff. Okay, anyway, I think I'll cut the session here.
All
Again,
right.
thank you, Anushka, for
Nice
coming. It
talking to
was
you.
amazing session, and I loved it. Yeah, thank you again.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.